Now, what might have been even bigger news from this morning is Taillon being traded to the Yankees in a deal that involved four minor league players that don't really seem to be big names, but this is an all-around kind of weird one for me. Yankees get a guy who has been a good pitcher when healthy. The problem is he didn't pitch at all last year, and the other big arm they acquired this offseason, Corey Kluber, only pitched one inning this year. So for those counting back home, that's one inning combined for the 2 and 3 starters next year, which is not ideal, certainly, but if they're healthy, they'll certainly expect to be good. I say expect because you never know what happens off of arm injuries for some pitchers, but you would expect them to be good as long as they are healthy, so that's what I have to say on that. Pirates obviously have a pretty bad history of trades. I will never forget the the Chris Archer trade, I guess is what it was called, but they gave up Austin Meadows and Tyler Glasnow to get him. That was obviously just abysmal. These last couple trades they've made in the last week, for example, from Taillon and also Musgrove, is just kind of, I guess, in the mode the Pirates are in. Ben Cherington, their GM, is just trying to get as many players back as also Josh Bell, but Ben Cherington seems like he's just trying to get as many players back as possible. So, listen, are these the best players? No. Do I think this was a good time to trade Taillon? I don't think so at all. He literally has as little as value as possible, I think, coming off a season where he didn't pitch. But yeah, I mean, maybe the Pirates just don't have much faith in him once he is back on the field. But I mean, to see him even pitch might have gotten more value out of than this. So we'll have to certainly see what happens. Like I said, it seems like in a good move. This is another one of those vacuum moves where the Yankees have made, I believe. So in the vacuum, getting Jameson Taillon is always a good thing, but I would have expected them to get, again, another dependable arm, but I can't say this is a bad move in any sorts. So Yankees will be interesting because it's out of Garrett Cole right now. There's a ton of uncertainty in that pitching staff, mainly the rotation. Cole is going to need to be the dependable guy for sure again. Without him, this rotation is really, really unreliable. Yeah. Pirates clearly all selling all around. They've gotten 11 players for those three for Josh Bell, Taillon, and Joe Musgrove now, all of which have seemed like pretty horrible packages, quite frankly. I feel like all those players deserved a bit more value. But listen, maybe they're just to get as many as they can and see what hits, but maybe not moves I would have certainly done, as well, I'll say. All these players are coming off, except for Musgrove, even Bell is coming off a pretty horrible value year, so man, it's kind of interesting, but in some ways understandable. We'll see if the Pirates, mainly Ben Cherington, has any more moves up his sleeve. Speaking of Ben Cherington, Pablo Sandoval signed a minor league deal with the Braves today. Pablo Sandoval being the reason Ben Cherington got fired from Boston. No, I don't forget that one, Ben, let me tell you. But anyway, normally I would say that's a pretty good move for the Braves because why not? But I'm not going to because I hate Pablo Sandoval. So yeah. We'll see what happens here with the Pirates. I'm not sure who else they could trade, but it's certainly possible they make some more moves. They made a ton to trade players over the last year, so I wouldn't be surprised if more come down the line. So in a vacuum, certainly a good move for the Yankees, but we'll see how it turns out. And as of right now, this is certainly a head-scratcher in many sorts for the Pirates.